the courthouse.
Welcome back to Impact. Very, very vibrant discussion. Teddy Ladley on the floor. And I got to tell you, it's a good thing Minister is a man that knows his work, knows what he's doing. And of course, Ian Miles, a.k.a. the Container Boss. This is the final segment of the show. And before we close out the discussion on the rating system, Minister, I wanted to know about the dissemination of the information. There are those persons who will watch Impact, will read the paper, but they don't know. What kind of promotion or social media response or outfitting are you planning for
with PR,
to get information out?
And so that is why we did the thing with JIS. That's why we're doing Impact. We were on Issues and Answers recently. We were on radio. We were in the Observer.
You're on Miss Kitty Live?
Well, not yet, but I'm normally invited. But after that, now we're going to be doing this now, the whole advertising bit.
Yes.
Because as Ian was asking, how do you know what R is? To the public.
Right.
That will be in the newspapers, everything. So on the 10th of this month, with my budget speech, I will be highlighting all the things, including these, and then we start moving from PR, which is free media, to paid media, and that is where the advertising and the social media. Because even though social media seems to be free, you have people who charge you money to do it on your behalf to do it. But what we're trying to do is to get the conversation and the public consumption started by doing the PR activities.
So everything will be up and running by July 31?
Yeah, right now is May now. So you have June and July.
So what should promoters be getting, and lighting persons and sound persons, what do they need to be getting together now?
The only person who has to register is the promoter, because he needs to get.
And where do they register?
They can register at the ministry or at any parish council. All they need to do as a promoter is to fill out the form and carry a photograph. There is no barrier to a man being a promoter. The only way you're disqualified is if you disqualify yourself.
Yes.
That is by your actions. Because free market speaks to freedom of exit and entry. This thing with false caps is not free market.
No, but right? Minister, I come and register. What is it that I'm taking away?
You
what
you will immediately be given your number, which is your personal registration number, right? And automatically you can now apply for.
Is this number transferable?
To what?
No. Can I lend it to somebody else, Minister?
No.
These are something that
the number
we
is
want
not. Each promoter, if you lend your number,
what are the
then
penalties?
Whatever repercussions that happens with that individual is assigned to you. So you can't say, oh, it's John, I did sign up for John.
Does the registration also identify me? Because I don't want to get a registration and then it's just a number. No, and my pictures and my photograph is not there. So that means anybody can use it.
Your face is affixed to your ID and also to the system.
Well, let me ask you though, Minister, as Teddy just said that, I had an aha moment. Let's say, for example, we talked about Bandulo, and unfortunately, that is something that is synonymous with our country and our culture.
Yes.
So, for example, a promoter gets barred because he has 3 strikes against him, but he finds somebody else to front his event.
No, if you are barred, your event to which you're associated, the name cannot be used for 2 years.
Okay.
So if Ian is barred, him can now make me go to Container Saturdays. Him have to call it Pan Saturday or something, which means he loses the benefit of the established goodwill that he had with Container Saturdays.
And sponsors as well, Minister, may also be wondering, okay, so I sign up to Container Saturdays, and something that I didn't sign up for based on the rating.
They make a report to the ministry.
But at the end of the day, their name is also now tarnished.
Yes, except now that the repercussions, because risk is a deterrent, So the risk that Ian will no longer, because now a lot of people look at it as a one-off relationship. If the sponsor don't want to come back, it's fine with me.
Yes.
But now it's a lifelong relationship, because if the sponsor reports you, you lose points and eventually lose the ability to be a part of that industry. And so therefore the sponsor
How long the points? Because
remember saying, as a promoter, when you contact sponsors, you want them to have personal dialogue, and you sign a personal contract.
Yes.
And them say, this can do and this must not be done. You understand? So even before the ratings, we still have that in place where a sponsor and a promoter don't sign an agreement and say, this is acceptable and this is not.
Yes. Are the promoters living up to it though, Ian? I mean, why are sponsors so afraid? Are promoters being professional enough and being, abiding by certain rules and laws and really giving the sponsor what I signed up for? Is that also a problem, that the promoters are not being responsible?
I don't think it's afraid, Sponsors is a profit thing. So sponsors are going to sponsor an event where have a name or when them know say I go successful more than a new man come and say, I'm going to keep one party and apply for sponsorship. It's not so easy.
Yes.
Sponsor a Cantina Saturday is good, a Dream Weekend is good, or the party them have them name already. You understand?
But as you have more sponsors participating, some will be forced to go to less established events because other sponsors would have taken those. So if Magnum is the only sponsor, then of course I'm only going to where the greatest benefit exists.
Yes.
But if Grace comes on, if Scotia comes on, if Excelsior Water Crackers comes on, if Jam Disco comes on, if NCB, then it expands the pool of sponsors. But I, as the manager for Grace, can't risk being family food for one night of event because it might be unknown to me. And there's no repercussions, so the promoter has nothing to lose to just do as he sees fit.
So, for example, Minister, when the promoter is now putting out their flyers and commercials,
yes,
will the rating...
will have to be affixed. Okay. So, therefore, if you're R, in your commercial, you're supposed to rated R. In your flyer, you simply have to say rated R. So, when my daughter comes to me and says, Daddy, I want to go to Twisted Spirits, I can look at the flyer and know immediately that this is not something or it's something, but equally an adult, because not all adults want to be exposed to everything.
Yes.
So some people know so Christiana go dance, then how you go R. Kelly show, because there's a greater certainty of what's going to happen if Kenny Rogers is here at Jazz and
Celine
Blues,
Dion, yes,
as versus if I'm going to take in Bujo.
Yes.
So therefore, this expands the market.
I know that, of course, and we have to wrap now, Minister, but just to give you an opportunity, I know that, of course, this is a start, as Solomon alluded to earlier. Are there any plans to, of course, put on more trappings and expand, because we understand that the entertainment industry is a billion-dollar industry, helps Jamaica both indirectly and directly, employment in every way, shape and form, and deserves to be honored as such and given the due attention. Are there any other plans that you have?
I'm not going to hear everything because I want some people watch the speech. I'm going to do it.
But embolden the entertainment industry.
But we're starting a venue fund,
yes,
which is one thing that we're doing now. We're going to be coming out with at least a C zone. If
and
not
the zonings.
Yes, we're coming out with one of those zones. When a promoter applies for a place of amusement, a part of that fee will go to a venue fund. Now, can you imagine if we put $500 in that fee, a part of it at 24,000 events.
Yes.
So that's a whole heap of millions. So
who got money to the fund now?
Teddy, vocal Teddy Ladley.
No, but you know what I mean? If I'm going to pay and a percentage of the license
already
go to,
pay.
and it go. That means for the venue must continue properly maintained.
No, but there's no venue yet. We have to put some venues.
No. This thing about it, Minister, stop. Go find a wheel. The wheel already created. Let us add on to the wheel. Let us improve the wheel. The wheel can either go back or forward.
I don't know if I'm hearing wrong, but I've heard people consistently say that Jamaica need venues.
We don't hear that from them. They were planning on using, you see, that side of National Stadium where people are learning for drive for park, and they saw them they're going to put up on
and
it.
who's going to spend on it to retrofit it and
No, but what I'm saying, it never happened. Then now, Emancipation Park supposed to have been an opera house, a place where... Amphitheater. That now, we turn it in Emancipation Park. My thing is, let us, no matter work or talk about we're going to set up another venue. Let us know, look at the venues across the country that we have, and infrastructure
and
proper,
spend on it with what?
From out of the venue money we have.
But I don't have no venue money yet.
Gentlemen, I have to wrap. I have to go. Thank you so very much. Thanks to my production team and of course to you, the viewers, for watching yet another week of Impact. The Honorable Minister Damion Crawford, Ian Miles, aka the Container Boss, and of course the vocal Teddy Ladley. I'm Miss Kitty. Have a wonderful week.
Music was here from the dawning of creation, and it's the most effective healing of the nation. The only way to release my frustration and maintain my life preservation. So Babylon, me a begging to please free up the music. I don't know what I would I do if I'm to lose it. I thank the Most High for the day that I chose it. Play the music loud and don't your music.